Okay, guys. So we've been drinking quite a lot tonight. We're gonna play 15-2. Well, we'll try to seek for 15-2 anyway. We'll see what happens. Cheers, guys. So we're still seeking, by the way. Ooh, E4. So against an opponent rated 2064, which is like 99 points below me. Right, guys? Am I right? Jeez. Okay, so we'll just try to survive and get a draw. Okay, so they played d6, maybe trying to go for g4, so I can either ignore the pseudo threat and castle right away, or I can try to play something like h3, or you know, like preparing like d2. You know, maybe d3 is good, because if they pin my knight, then knight d4 is going to be a threat, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So let's castle. If they play bishop g4 now, maybe I can try to push c3. Okay, so I would want to play knight c3 now, but then again, you know, bishop there. So now my bishop can't retreat. So this square becomes more important. So I'm just gonna protect it. Okay, so this guy took like, what, like 8 seconds? I'm already irritated. So I'd rather do knight d2, but I don't want to pluck my bishop. Now the problem is that I don't want to play bishop e3 because of knight g4. I don't know that bishop g5 is that great. I guess it's not that bad. You know, bishop g4, g5, h6, bishop h4. Do I need... Maybe I just want to block my bishop and play knight d2. Okay, let's try bishop g4. 5. Bishop g5. So h6, bishop h4. If they play g5... Okay, so they are not playing that. So now the f-pawn is pinned. Well, it was pinned already, but it's more interesting once that the knight has left. So do I want to trade the bishops or not? So in this position, you know, this bishop is worse than mine. So usually, and black is more cramped. So usually you don't want to trade. So I don't think I'm gonna trade. I didn't think much about it. It's just a matter of principle. So it's ugh, okay, so knight g4, g5. So maybe knight bd2 would be a normal development move. I don't think that trading would be that great. Obviously h4, then knight takes, queen takes, and then I lose the pawn because it's attacked twice. So candidate moves, realistically I have knight bd2, knight takes knight, maybe. I don't like it. because it's just wasting a move. So knight bd2 looks good. Maybe I want to play on the queen side, so maybe something like a4 or b4. I'm not sure that the action is going to be happening on the queen side, so I'm just going to play the quietest, I guess, knight bd2. So if knight takes here, knight takes, be the right move, probably. Just a quick reminder, I'm a little drunk. Okay. So I don't know why the king move was necessary. If I can break out the center here, then at some point e5 becomes interesting because it clears the diagonal for a check. So maybe if I can either bring my bishop back or my queen back. If knight a5, then my bishop has to move if I don't want to trade a bishop for a knight. So maybe I can prepare for bishop c2 here by playing bishop b3 already. So in the event of knight a5, then bishop c2, you know, covering the diagonal and getting away from the knight attack. There's tension between our knights. I don't think I want to do anything about it just yet. There's always the threat of bishop g4 pinning the knight. So the knight here is protected by both the knight and the queen. But a pin could be annoying, just to say the least. So maybe h3. But I think that h3 weakens the king side too much. You know, they could try to sack on h3 at some point. So, okay, so let's play bishop b3. Maybe they were planning on playing f5, yeah. So that's why they had to move the king. Doesn't matter. So we can either capture or move to bishop c2. E5 comes to mind. D4, I'm sorry. D4 comes to mind. So D4, let's say that they capture back. I can't quite capture back because then, so my plan would be to pin the knight, but then they could simply play bishop f4, f5. If I capture, then I keep the option of playing d4 at some point and keeping control of the diagonal if I want to, or at least challenging the diagonal. I don't know if it's necessary, and obviously now they're threatening f4, and I don't think I have anything good against that, save for capturing back the pawn. Maybe bishop c2 would have been good, but I don't think so. So this pawn is attacked now. I can either move the knight or protect with the bishop. I was already mentioning that I would probably want to challenge the b1 h7 diagonal. Give you boo boo. Sorry, my cat. Sorry. So my opponent is 2064, low rated in other categories, which is never a good thing because they could be you know, theoretically they could be cheating, but 2064 I guess is not a cheating rating. So if I lose, it's because of this. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. So G6. So do I want to try to break the center with D4? You know, maybe they could play E4, and then I'm kind of stuck in a rut because I can't capture back. I can't capture there, so my knight has to move. Yeah, I guess the pawn could be weak, but then d5 would save it, so I can't really push right now. So do I want to push at some point? So if I want to push, maybe I would try to get rid of this bishop. This bishop could always move to g4, so if I try to play something like knight c4 to e3, maybe I'm too slow. So knight c4, bishop g4. Then I basically have to go back. So maybe I should try to play h3, but then they could try to sack on h3, so you know, something like bishop or knight takes. Maybe not right now because this is pretty solid, but so could I try to play like knight takes, bishop takes, knight f3? Maybe that's the best. Or just knight, maybe knight e4. So if my knight moves and they capture, then I can either take with my g pawn or my queen, and if I take with my queen, then any bishop move here would free the rook attack on my queen. I may want to avoid that. Knight g5, bishop g5, knight e3. Oops, sorry for the music. You know, let's just play that. Looks easier. So I have 5 minutes left and they have like 13 minutes, so I'm gonna have to play much faster. Oh, my cat went onto my bed. Okay, so so what happens if they play e4? Nothing, because I can just capture back. I don't know if they had a threat. If they did, I missed it. So the rook move looks like a passive move, and it kind of is. I didn't want to waste all my time on that move, and the rook didn't do anything on f1. On e1, it has the hope that the e file will open up, and it's still on the half open e file, so you know, it puts some type of pressure on e5. What I would like to do is to take control of that diagonal here. It's right now it's very hard to see how to do that. I would like to get rid of that bishop, but I can't, because if I were to try, well, okay, so maybe now I could try to play my knight on h4. And if they capture, I capture back. If they were to play g5, they were, you know, they're pushing on the king side, but now they're weakening their diagonal. They're not threatening much with that queen move. I just don't know that I can use it. So let's say you know, let's say I put my knight there, maybe a pawn push. That would probably be losing. Yes. So they wouldn't do that. So let's say I put my knight there, maybe they can just retreat the bishop. Did I achieve anything? Maybe then I can try to push. Hard to see, and then my knight is kind of misplaced on the side of the board. But I don't, I don't see anything much better right now. So let's say that knight h4, maybe they could try to play bishop g4. If I play f3, then my knight becomes trapped, which is a bad idea. d4. Maybe knight d2 to e4. A weird maneuver. Try to move my knight. Okay, so either knight d2 or e4. d4. I'm sorry. So this is not looking good. I'm texting checks, by the way. I'm texting checks, okay? It's just checks texting, okay? Okay. So again, if I want to play d4, then the pawn push is kind of annoying. So maybe I want to play f3. f3 now that my knight has moved, just clears the way for the bishop. Doesn't weaken much. Maybe that square, but you know, what am I gonna do? You know. Can't be perfect, right? f3. Let's play f3. See what happens. So I have like 3 minutes left for their 11 whatever minutes left. After 18 moves, guys. 18 moves. 18 moves. Okay, let's say I want to play knight e3. So I have to play much faster, so I may be a lot more silent and play much quicker and lose quicker as well. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Cheers. 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 So you guys can't see because my face is all over where the spectators are, but there's like 20 people watching. Oh, they're gonna be so worried about my performance. I feel bad about them. I feel bad for them. Poor spectators. I can't capture, right? Like I can't. I just can't. If I capture back, then this pawn is so weak. Maybe this knight will come here, then my bishop will retreat. This pawn is attacked twice, protected twice right now. So it's all fine. "20 moves, 12 minutes in." That's nice. That's nice. So they can't really push. Could they try maybe g5? So I've basically blocked my bishop. If they don't move their knight, maybe bishop h4, a4 would be a good move. Because my bishop suddenly becomes... Right now it's a bad bishop because it's like on all the colors that my pawn's covered. Oh man. So can I play bishop a4? Not really. c6, and then this pawn is weak. So I have to keep track of that pawn. That pawn is attacked twice, protected twice. I want to get rid of that knight. So maybe I want to play bishop c2 and then bishop back here. So I'm gonna have to play much faster, so I may not be playing the best moves. Because up until now I've been playing the best moves. Cheers, guys. Okay, so h5, h6, I suppose so, and then h3 is coming. My knight doesn't do much right now, so it wants to either jump here or here. Here, maybe if my bishop were there, and then it could jump there, attacking the pin knight. I don't know. So this pawn is attacked once, protected once now, because my knight just blocked my queen. Have to keep that in mind. So if h3, then I guess g4, g3 is the best move. Maybe g4, I don't know. Let's say h3, then it's probably going to be followed by g5. Probably wanting to play g4. So do I want to play maybe g4 right away, blocking the eventual pawn push? So if they capture back, have like basically three options. Okay, so they're not gonna capture back. So maybe knight takes, bishop takes, bishop takes. Doesn't look good. What if my rook moves and then my queen moves there, piling up on the pawn? Well, they're gonna play their rook. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna pin the knight. So one way to break the tension would be try to play b4. I can't right now. If I were to play some type of rook move, then maybe I could. The knight would, you know, assuming the knight is still pinned. If they push the pawn, maybe g4 and the knight g3 would be nice. So let's say this, and then this. The bishop could always come back here, but I don't know if it's that bad for me. So I'm still trying to play b4, trying to muster something up. It's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. If h okay, yeah. So I'm half threatening the pawn here. The plan would be try to capture the knight, threatening the queen, and then once they capture back, I can capture the pawn here with my queen. I don't think it's gonna happen, but you never know. Maybe I have to be okay. So the knight is still pinned, but once they capture back with the pawn, I can capture back here. So I would like to play f4 takes, and then right now I can't capture back, but if my bishop moves someplace, so if maybe h3, maybe bishop g3, and then threatening f4. Or even maybe g4. Well, then they don't have to capture en passant. They could simply retreat the bishop. Okay, so the knight is no longer pinned. So I'm retreating. I'm hoping to get to some useful square with my bishop. Trying to save face, basically, right now. So this square looks nice. It's protected right now by the bishop. And I don't think that there's any way that I can try to use it. Maybe I can try to put my knight there and then put my bishop back there. And then if they forget, they will try to capture. It's not looking good. And I'm gonna have to play basically instantaneously all my remaining moves. So it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. So Sir Maestro Zero asked, what's bad about b4? I don't know, man. I didn't even look at it. That's how bad my position is right now. So pawn takes, rook takes. Bishop here doesn't work because I protect that square, so they can't pin the rook to the queen. And that's pretty much all I have to show for with 10 seconds left. We're basically on survival mode. So rook here. Yeah. 4 seconds left. Not looking great. Not looking great. This knight can't be dislodged. Great. Very great. But so maybe I could try to play bishop f2, rook f1, and then queen. Next move, rook f1, I guess. So I can't give check with my knight yet. If knight here, this pawn needs stay protected by my queen and can't be attacked once more. Or shan't, should I say. Shan't be attacked once more. So I'm pretty sure this was a bad move, but I have to play as soon as they play, so queen here, I wouldn't know what to play. Still fighting for survival, by the way, guys. So if my knight can be exchanged, I should exchange and not wait for the exchange, because as soon as I capture back, this becomes a pass pawn and it's not too nice. I'll offer a draw. They declined. Ah, man. So close. So maybe I can try to hope for some type of... I should probably push this pawn ahead so that these pawns stay locked onto that bishop's color and the opposite color, the same color of my bishop. Do I want to capture? I don't know. There are so many pawns left that I don't know that a knight against bishop ending would be good for me. So obviously if bishop c1, then b3 is kind of mandatory. If they're offering a trade, I think I'm gonna have to accept it. Maybe bishop f2, knight f2. I don't know. So the position looks okay for me because all of their pawns are on the wrong color, because they're on the same color of the bishop and the same color of mine. But I don't know that with 5 seconds left I'm going to be able to use that. 6 seconds now. So knight check here, have to go back. I'm gonna offer a draw again. Declined once more. I don't know why though. If the king could move, I could try to capture the pawn. But so if the knight jumps in, I have to protect that. So I don't know what I can do. I could try to check with the knight, but I don't know what good it does. If bishop check, I don't think I'm gonna do anything. I think I'm just gonna move my king. Either way, I think I'm gonna move my king. Am I right, guys? So I always have this check here. That's not really interesting. Okay. So it's not looking too great, guys. So my knight is trapped. If I can try to take my bishop there. Oh! God! Well, I guess they should have taken the draw then, shouldn't they? Right? Am I right? Let's take a look at the analysis. Let me just see if you guys can see very well. You guys can't. Well, I guess you can. You guys can. Let me put up the evaluation. So here you can already tell that I'm passive. So my bishop is kind of locked on the king side. There's tension between the knights, but it's not too clear that I can hold the pawn that easily. Let's say that we exchange a bunch of times. Then as soon as the bishop moves, there's tension on my knight. I don't like that. Somewhat even. So now it's minus 0.1, so I guess it's still even, you know, still even. So here you can tell that, you know, like from move to move, that black is taking advantage of my whole position. So this bishop becomes very bad suddenly. It's locked by all of my pawns. This pawn becomes very weak. So here I thought that the position was much worse than the computer thinks. The computer thinks it's about equal. My bishop right now is well placed. Well, it's placed, you know, like on an okay square. But let's assume that this square doesn't exist, then it's pretty much a dead bishop. They can always try to play, you know, like h3 and then g5, g4. I think that this should be in black's plan at some point. Their king looks weak, maybe, but I don't know how I can use, you know, all this space that's being created around the king. So here I think I played a mistake. So the computer goes 0.3, 0.4, 0.2, whatever it is. And then it goes... So queen e2 is a good move. I don't know why. Bishop e1. What did I play? Okay, so bishop e1. Oh, bishop d1. And then it goes from 0.4 to minus 0.4. So I had 11 seconds left here. So you guys can't see it, I think. What happens if I... Can you guys see better? No, you can't. Huh. Well, anyway, so in this position I had 11 seconds left and my opponent had 5 minutes and a half left. And we're on move 33. So on move 33 I had 11 seconds left. Okay, so we went from 7.8 to minus 0.8, minus 1. minus 1.1. Queen d1 is the best move. Queen e2, queen d1, queen c2 are all the same. I played f4. Queen f5. What does queen f5 do? Oh, so queen f5 here pins the pawn to the rook. So it basically gains a pawn. It wins a pawn. So this pawn I dropped, basically. But they didn't use it, so they simply captured it back. So now the score is 0.2, 0, minus 0.1, 0. So this was a bad move. So knight c4. Oh yeah, so I dropped. So I basically dropped a pawn here. Queen c4, knight c4, dc4. This knight hangs like this. I didn't see that. So again, we went from 0.1 to minus 1.2. What's the problem now? Rook takes f1 check. King takes f1 is basically forced. Queen f5 check. Oh, so it's all the same now. So if we capture, whoops, we capture back and then, yeah. So at least twice, I basically dropped a pawn. So then again, this pawn I would drop. So they went from minus 1.4, minus 1.2 to 0 because they didn't capture the pawn. Knight e5 here. There's no way to protect that pawn because I just blocked the f2 square. Sorry for the music. So they missed like 25 wins. Now it's like minus 2.3, knight e5 again. So they missed knight e5 like 25 times. So I had 4 seconds left, they had 2 minutes left. Score is equal now, so I kept offering draws and they kept refusing draws. So here, I'm pretty sure I should have lost a pawn. So okay, so here the score is minus 6. Oh man. Oh, so they should have pushed the pawn ahead. But they didn't. I checked. They moved the king. Again, they should have pushed the pawn. They didn't. And now the score is about equal if I play bishop takes h4, which is what I played. So now I said that my knight was trapped, but apparently I shouldn't have worried about that because I was happy. And then they lost on time. So I had 7 seconds left. So by the way, guys, here I had 132 left, 57, 52, 45, 26, 18, 11, 11, 11, 11, 10. So I basically maintained my time left through all of these moves. Whereas my opponent, if we go back, just for the sake of interest, here I had 11 seconds left and they had 5:45 left. And we move here, I have 8 seconds left and they lost on time basically. Well, so I got very, very lucky here. My opponent had like 20 moves where they could have played h3 or whatever, or you know, like queen, I think it was queen f whatever it was, so that they could try to undermine my pawn structure, and then they didn't use it. I offered like 3 or 4 draws and they declined everything, and then they lost on time, and then I gained 18 points in rating when I should have lost. Well, what are you gonna do? So anyway, so this was the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I should have lost, and then at best I should have drawn, but I won. I hope it gets better next time. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. By the way, I'm drunk. Cheers, guys. Cheers.